As an athlete, do you think of yourself as a perfectionist? Good question. Coach Nye here, Mind Over Sport. Thanks for taking a minute with me. Dealing with athletes that feel or think of themselves as perfectionists, everything has to be done perfectly, can be good and can be not so good. Does it lead to better performance? Thinking that way? We're not 100% sure on that. What is perfectionism? For many people, it can be a concern. It features a lot of different areas of people's lives. Importantly, for sports parents and the athlete, perfectionism can be a riff among the athletes at any age. If a young athlete sets unrealistic goals and never satisfies themselves with their performances and is afraid to fail or make mistakes, then they may be experiencing perfectionism. Perfectionism can also be a play when people expect too much of a youth athlete. Other people impose perfectionism on young athletes, parents, family, friends, whoever. They expect too much of them and they criticize them from other teammates and so forth. So it can be a very, very touchy subject. We all have perfectionism in some degree within ourselves, but some people experience higher levels than others. Others may have unrealistic goals or fears over making mistakes. There are also who experience very low levels of it as well. So, how does perfectionism influence young athletes and their experiences? I have done a study in the past regarding young athletes featuring all the features of perfectionism. Sport was an opportunity to shine and so forth. And how did they view this? And for young athletes setting and striving for unrealistic goals, sport was an opportunity to experience success, to win. However, they were frustrated and disappointed in themselves when they were not at their best. For young athletes, it also was preoccupied with making mistakes and failure. Sport was a place to belong with their peers, but they were highly anxious. And athletes that experienced low levels of perfectionism, sport was simply a place to develop skills and make new friends. So, on these findings, and there was a little bit more in depth than that, but on these findings, experiencing low levels of perfectionism brings about positive sports experiences. However, when youth athletes have unrealistic goals and or are preoccupied with making mistakes and failure, a more mixed sport experience is likely. See, too often athletes are on the hunt for perfection. During practice, you try to perfect your mechanics, your abilities. You demand perfection in every drill. You want your coach to tell you your technique was perfect or that was a perfect play. In competition, nothing less than perfect will do. You may even call yourself a perfectionist as if it was a badge of honor, they say. I'm not sure I agree with that, but unfortunately, athletes are on the hunt for perfection and usually fail to accomplish their athletic goals. Can you identify with all this as an athlete out there, maybe as a parent, as an athlete? Every time you compete, you fall well short of your high standards, so you double down and work extra hard. You feel as assured that demanding perfection will launch you to the next level. It's interesting when you hear from Olympic gold medalists and elite athletes refer to themselves as perfectionists, so you conclude this is the only path to success. Yet in the next competition, you fail. And you become frustrated in competition because one slight mistake causes you to tank. You think, why try? I must not have what it takes to succeed. Is it true that you do lack talent or cannot achieve a success? Or have you set the bar to an impossible standard of perfection? See how perfectionism hurts performers. So just take this thought process for the next 3 weeks. Your coach constantly tears you down. Nothing you do seems right. Even when you think you did well, your coach tells you it's not good enough. Would you feel like a failure to some degree? Would you continue to put out the maximum effort? Would you become more fearful of making a mistake in competition? So what is the solution to perfectionism? The answer is to shift your mindset from perfection to focusing on excellence. See, when you aim for excellence, your goal is to improve each day without expectations or standards. Striving for excellence fuels motivation as you try to improve upon performance. While perfection is unattainable, excellence is always achievable. You got to remember that. I'm going to give you an example that I read in an article. In 2022, this past year, U.S. Track and Field Outdoor Championships, Sydney McLaughlin broke the world record in the 400-meter hurdles for the third time within that year. See, McLaughlin, who won the gold medal back in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, finished with a time of 51.41, better than her previous record of 51.46. McLaughlin credits her success to the pursuit of excellence. She said, anything is possible anytime you step on the track. The goal is to improve upon yourself and push the limits. See, when you demand perfection, you can never achieve that ideally. However, when you adopt the mindset of excellence, you will see opportunities and possibilities more clearly, opening up yourself for a peak performance. So I tell my athletes, I ask them two simple questions to ask themselves before a practice or before any competition. 1. What can I accomplish today if I push my limits? 2. Is there an objective that I can achieve today? So when you focus on the pursuing of excellence, this will lead to greater success. And also think how you can help your team instead of needing to feel or look perfect. I hope that explains a little bit about perfectionism to striving for excellence. If you have any further questions, please reach out to Coach Nye at mindoversport.com. Check out our website at www.mindoversport.ca. Remember to push the like button, share it with others. Perfectionism is good to a certain degree. But if we strive for excellence every day in our life and try to get better 1% each day, we will have more success. Just not in our sport, but in our life. Until next time, thanks for joining me. Bye for now.